Hello, hello everyone.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 How's your reading week going? Guys caught up in coding? 1 second, I'll pull up my notes.
Yeah, I'm doing lab 3. I did half of them.
Lab 3.
The second part is about loop. I'm in that part already.
Okay. I haven't done lab 3 yet because I was doing software engineering, but
Yes, studying.
should we go over it or should we hold it up for another week? Just for the sake of consistency.
It's
Yeah.
your call. Um, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyone has any question? Discuss.
I'm just coughing and sneezing a lot, so I'll stay on mute unless I'm gonna say something because I don't want to subject y'all to the sounds of me coughing and sneezing.
No worries. You can do that if you want. I'm just trying to pull up my thing. How'd you guys feel about the last assignment 6? That's a really good point.
I felt like for the majority of the questions
Yeah,
were
which
pretty
part?
easy.
Which part? No, I just say assignment 6 in general, like looping and repetition, just in general.
The last part was a bit just the formatting, like I didn't know how to get them to write a line, so I had to do research on that for the stringed out format.
Okay. Just the formatting. Okay.
Yeah, because all the values they need to write, they needed to align, right? Because usually
Yeah.
the zeros,
The understanding how to do while and then go from uh what's after that? Sorry, I was gonna say do while and then there's the if else statements. I mean, there was nothing new. It's kind of
Yeah.
understood it before.
Mhm.
Um,
And the questions were really similar. Like you could just change the values.
yeah. But I do have a question regarding the what's it called? Like the if statements or not if what is it? Like you know how you put the updater, checker, and everything between
Yeah.
and say like while this is the condition, like this is a checker,
Yeah.
updater, and thing. How would that specifically work with if statements? I know it's not something he asked, but it's like something I thought of in my head. I'm like, can if statements work in these conditions? Because I'm assuming it should.
Usually I like, those three thingies, right? I put them outside of any if statements I have. Like for example, if it's running loops and for every like divisible by three, it prints like a star or something. Okay. If it prints like a star or something, so I would have an if statement for that, right? But all
Mhm.
the checkers and counters, everything was going to be outside of the if statement.
Okay, I see.
Mm.
I'm gonna open lab 3 now just to look over it. Write a C program to accept 2 integers. Okay, I mean, are you guys okay with looking over lab 3?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, this is kind of a review of what he's expecting next week. So I feel like this is a good thing to talk about, just to get everyone on the same page. So let me start the video. Oh, not this video. Oh, share screen. Oh,
Yeah, okay.
perfect question. Write a C program to accept 2 integers and check whether they are equal or not.
Wait, can y'all see that line?
I can. Nice. I didn't know that
That's
was a
so
feature.
cool. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll
Is it?
erase that real quick.
Oh, wow. And can you like
Oh,
erase it too? Oh,
yeah.
nice. Well, I
Oh,
learned
it's so
something new
helpful.
today.
The first one is not so difficult. It's easy for. I did all of them.
Hmm. Check 2 integers or check whether they are equal or not. Okay, so this is an if statement. If I'm just gonna write if A is equal to B. And they're both integers, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, both int. They can't be double because they're asking for integers. Int variables. Oh, I can write on the side too. Okay, I mean, does anyone need me to explain this question, or you guys
No,
got the
no,
general
no.
gist?
Question one is about if else.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the part one is if else, then we can
Oh,
use
there's more.
the sum of question, we can use switch.
Are we supposed to use 2 equal signs or 3?
We could use equal. Yeah, sorry. I mean, you're supposed to use one, but I know sometimes, wait, double
You're
is
supposed to
used
use
for,
2. You're supposed to use 2.
is it
Equals,
two?
one is for assigning, 2 is for like equals.
Oh, you're right. Wait. Good thing you
And
made me
I,
remember that. So why is that the case? Is that something because equal is like a separate thing?
so if I'm like, okay, A equals 0, and then I say B equals 5, and then I say A, and then 1 equals B,
Okay.
then the value of A is going to be the value of B. But if I do 2 equal sign, I'm asking, like, is it equal to that? It's like a true or false thing.
Okay. So what if it's 3 equal signs? So it's just be invalid because
I'm
you're
not
saying,
sure.
okay,
Let
not
me
true.
check. I'm not sure.
Okay, because I'm assuming if it's triple, it wouldn't say anything. Returns to true. Okay. Oh, that's straightforward. Okay, question 2. Write a C# program to check whether a given number is even or odd. I think this is very straightforward. You can use I mean, this is something I learned of when we were doing the labs is if you want to check for even numbers, you just gotta divide it by the operator of 2, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's
the remainder of 2, sorry. So that if it equals 0, it's an even number. If it's not, it's an odd number. So I would say, I'm not gonna write the whole thing, but I'm just gonna say if uh
Yeah, are we supposed to write this stuff on the question thing itself?
no, I'm just writing it for the sake of
Oh.
like you guys getting it and we're getting general just operator. Oh wait, is it like that? Operators. Well, I'm gonna write this in code later, but operators equal to
no, not equal, not, you are not going to put equal, just sign, percent sign and 2.
sign 2
Yeah.
equal to 0. Then this happens else. So if another if
Why
else.
equals, why you're writing equals 0?
Oh, because I'm saying if it divides by 2 and there's a remainder of 0, that means it's an even number.
There's something wrong there.
No, I just give
You need to have a number below the
divided
percent.
by 0. That's all.
Oh, you just
I
divide
give
by
that.
0? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
learned.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense
No,
too.
not divided, the percent sign.
Oh, operator?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Oh,
And I use
equals
switch
0.
case for that.
Yeah.
It was
I also put equal
easy.
0 because that would be explicitly stating, but you can also not do it and that would be implicitly stating.
Yeah,
But I
that's
think
what I was
professor
thinking.
told us explicit is
Yeah.
better.
And for that, I use switch statement, not if.
No, switch works too. I think if is just faster to write. That's it. I mean, switch you write. Okay, and you can write switch too. And I'm gonna say and or. This is not part of the code, by the way. I'm just gonna say and or. Switch works. I mean, we could
Yeah, it
also
was.
use. No, we can't use the other ones. Never mind. We only done these two so far. Oh, so if else or switch case. That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Okay, question 3. Write a C# program to give you whether a number is 0, positive, or negative. Okay, so this is, I would say, another if else statement. Just because
Yeah,
if
yeah. If
That's
else
what
if
it
and
is.
else statement.
yeah, it's a multiple.
Yeah.
So it's would you say nested or separate?
Nested.
Because it
Nested.
has 3 conditions, 0, positive, and negative.
Okay.
If you nest it, it's less likely for error.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to go to multiple derivatives. So okay, there's 2 ways. Okay, so I would say nested just because it'll make it a lot more
Yeah,
a lot less
nested if.
work on the computer. So I would say nested statement.
Plus, it doesn't need to go through all the statements. Like, if the first statement is correct, it won't really go through the other ones if it's nested. But if it's not, it'll go through all of them, right?
Yeah, if a is greater than 0,
Not even did it.
s- a is I would say a is
Let-
less than 0.
Else.
Else if a is greater than 0.
You gave 2 less. If and else if 2 less. One must be more.
Oh, I mean you
No,
can
no,
write
no,
if,
it's fine. A less 0 in both conditions. Yeah, make
a
it
less.
greater.
Oh,
Yeah, one and else a equals 0.
Yeah.
Uh,
or a
else,
wait, a equals 0. Yeah, you're right, you're right. I always get that part
not
confused.
else.
Not else, not another if.
No, no, no. You gave if, else if,
Mm.
and else.
Oh, I'm just adding.
Why
It's
you
a
gave
repetition.
else if the second time?
I mean,
Yeah.
I do it for the sake of like, if this doesn't work, go here. Like that's how I think of it. I mean, you could say if this, which is
No,
like,
no. For else, for example, if
yeah,
a less than 0 is
mhm.
negative. Else, if a greater than 0, it's positive. Else, it will be equal to
Oh,
0. Why you gave the third condition? Like,
so the third condition is because there's a variable between if the number is not, because it's not equal to, right? So I'm saying if these two conditions don't meet each other, like it's actually 0, then it won't accept these two conditions. So we'll go on the last condition, which is a is equal to 0.
yeah, the last will be 0.
Yeah. I'm just saying, go through this one first. Okay, this one doesn't work. Okay, go through this one second. Okay, this one doesn't go second. Okay, this is your last condition. Like it can't be anything else. That we're covering every integer, right? Unless it's a double or decimal. So I'm assuming it covers everything. That's why. And then here you just write, yeah, okay. Do you get it, or do you feel like I'm just complicating it?
No, no, no. I wrote my code. I did all of them.
Okay, but like mine makes okay sense, right? If you
Yeah,
do
okay.
this, yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if we want to do this. I don't know if there's a second part we can continue to. Part B loop. Oh, it's been a while. Okay, write a C#
Yeah,
program.
part B is loop.
First is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sum of natural number up term is this.
In part 1, question 7 is also interesting.
Question 7.
Yeah, with triangles.
Write a C# program to check whether a triangle is equilateral,
Yeah, it's interesting question. Like just for
Okay.
that. Yeah, the same if nested if.
I mean, the answer is I think right
Not
here.
necessarily if else statement.
Yeah, but the answer is right here on top bar. I don't know if you guys see it. Let me highlight it. Draw right here. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, those are the statements right there. They're very interesting question. I don't know how he did. I don't know how we do this on the computer. I guess
I give
that's the mystery.
if it's equal or not equal. And no. For
If
that I gave equal.
for Scalian triangle?
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, no. I use scaling in else condition, last one.
Oh, this one.
For first one, I use if, and
Yep.
for equalative, I use else if, and in else, I give scalar triangle.
Okay. So how did you do this on the programming? Because I don't know if this is.
Yeah, that as last part. Else, it is scalar triangle.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting. So if this is equal, this is equal, then it's this. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
if, else if, and else.
Should we
Okay.
check if the triangle is like a possible triangle? Or would that be like too much?
I think it won't be too much. It's just that a scalene triangle can meet any of these criteria, right? But they're not equal to each other.
And
Yeah, that's
for
Like this could be 1 degree and this could be like 95 and 85 and it's still considered a scalene triangle, right? That's the idea of a scalene triangle. There's always going to be 3 angles, right? As long as 3
Oh yeah, that's
angles,
true.
it's
It's like if
considered
it
a
was taking
triangle.
the angles, if it was taking the angles and they're like impossible triangles where like those lengths wouldn't make sense. But I guess we don't have to worry about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward there. Can I go back to my mouse? There you go. All right. So yeah, this question is straightforward, but I think what Menzar said is pretty smart. Just make it so that the last statement you don't have to find out what this is. You just say else it's a scalene triangle. That's pretty good. Oh, this one, question 10. I
Yeah,
think it's
10.
something we did.
Yeah, it's easy.
I keep doing if else for this one. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm probably gonna do switch on this one just to see if I can work with that.
For 10, I use switch statement.
Mm-hmm. But I
More
always use
easier.
if else. Yeah. But
Yeah,
switch case
switch
makes
is
it easier.
more easier, but I just gave to
Mm-hmm.
uppercase.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. I mentioned that, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Part B loop. Okay. I'm gonna assume I forgot loop. How would you answer this question? Write a C# program to display n terms of n natural number and their sum. Okay, expected. First natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The sum of natural numbers is 7 terms, which I'm assuming is 7 plus 6.
Yeah, you're getting the sum of
Oh,
7
yeah, it's a sum of
numbers.
everything. Okay.
If you give, for example, 9 numbers, it will display till 9, also 9, and calculate the sum of 9 numbers.
Okay. So how would you guys approach this question? I mean, I don't want to approach this question. I'm assuming that I don't know how to do the statement. How would you guys explain it to somebody?
You need to give n terms, like
Uh,
number for terms. If you're giving 7, it's going to display 7 numbers. If you are going to put 9, it will display 9 numbers, and then calculate their sum.
I don't really
So
get the thing.
you don't get the thing.
Yeah,
So what do you
like
mean by
more
terms,
research.
It's
Menzar?
for number equal. You need to mention 1, number equal to 1, then number less equal number of terms, and num plus plus. Then you're calculating sum.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right so far.
That's all. You're just
But I'm
you
wondering
need
why
to
you're
give
saying terms. Like, why are we adding terms? Like, how many numbers are supposed to
terms.
be?
It's okay. You can give just number. It means number of terms. How
Oh, like
many
the
numbers?
updater.
If
Oh, like
yeah,
up
if
to.
you're
Oh,
just
okay, okay.
showing the numbers, how many numbers you wanted to get sum.
Okay, okay. You're right. 1 second. I'm just gonna make sure I can pull up the code here. So we're trying to. So we know to add sum, it's just gonna be sum plus of.
Plus
Yeah,
equals
sum
this.
plus equal num.
Mm-hmm. And this one we don't
Control
have.
what
We
you
could
are
specify
giving.
7. We don't have. Well, we could specify 7, or we can input 7.
No, no, no. You will input 7.
Input 7.
Yeah, or 9 or 8, 10, what you want, what you
Mhm.
like, 5. And
5.
at the end, it will calculate the sum of 5 numbers if you gave 5.
What 5
And the
numbers?
result will be their sum.
Wait, so if you put like 11, it would
If
calculate
you
1 plus 2
input
plus 3
7,
plus
the
4?
result will be 28. If you
Okay.
gave 8, the result will be how many? 36.
28 plus 3. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. I'm just trying to imagine it in my head. You know what? Maybe I should write it down somewhere.
It's easy, not difficult. I'm in question 12.
Mhm.
I wrote the code, but there's something interesting for me. I'm trying to solve something over there.
Yeah,
Because
I will go over it.
the program read 10 numbers.
10 numbers.
Yeah, 10 numbers.
Question 12. Write a C program to read 10 numbers from your keyboard and find their sum.
And sum and
Okay.
average.
Didn't we have this question in assignment 6 or something very similar?
I think it's something very similar. So for this one, I would. I'm trying to remember exactly what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna pull up my notes. That way I can. I love my assignment notes. They're good answers. I can double check here. 1 second. Let me finish this. So for question 12. Oh no, let's switch cases. Wait. There you go. So the way I would approach question 12, based on what I understand right now, is that it wants inputs of numbers, but we need to show like this is the first number you entered, this is your second number, this is your third, fourth, fifth. So we know we need a counter. That's the first thing we need, right? Oh,
For me, the interesting part is you see the input the 10 numbers. Number
Yeah.
1, then there is 2, and the number 10 there is 2. What that mean? These two
number 10.
is
Oh, he's saying
interesting.
the first number that like you write console write number equals console write number counter, right? You say this is the
Yeah.
counter. So you say counter starts at 0. So you say counter plus 1. So it says first number is 2. 2. Okay. Now you go do it again. Counter plus thing. And you said you put the condition while counter is less than 10. Or in this case 11. Because if you start at 1,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
If
to have
you're
it up to 10.
starting from 2, it needs to be 11.
Exactly. So you
Yeah,
do a do while loop.
I stuck in that part. I don't know what's the problem. I'll find it.
Okay.
But
You want to show us your code? Maybe I can help you with that question. Is it the sum that's wrong, or is it like you can't find the average, or is it just like you're not getting 10?
no, they all of are right. Just
Okay.
I'll show something.
Yeah, no worries. This thing is due on November 3. Okay. But so
Yeah,
I'm
it's for
assuming
next week.
yeah, I'm assuming this week's lab and the assignment is a review for this quiz.
Yeah, same.
Okay. I see. Yeah, because I was extremely confused because I know after this we're starting a new module and then we're gonna have a test on it afterwards. So that's a while later.
Stress for methods.
Test for what? Sorry?
I'm stressed about methods. Well, not stressed, but like don't know much about them.
Midterms for
I'll
programming?
share my screen.
Sorry?
Are you scared of the programming midterms or like midterms that are coming?
And the methods, like the next topic. Methods.
Wait, we have methods in programming?
Yeah. Was
Oh,
it
we do?
methods
Yeah.
or something? Yeah.
Okay, I haven't reviewed it, so I don't know what fear it's gonna come with me knowing this, but
And I just saw him upload it. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I hadn't actually looked on it.
Okay.
That's probably interesting.
Okay, can you see my screen?
1 second. Yes, I can see your screen. Oh, so you did this one.
Yeah, I did it's the
She did
question
4.
12.
So 4, okay.
When for example, for number 1, I gave a 1, and for number 10, I gave 10. Okay, it's working. But when I'm giving number 2,
Uh-huh.
let me run this code.
So we
Um,
can't see the
I'll
output
share
thing.
that part. I'll
Oh,
share that screen also.
interesting. Okay. Wait, I do want to say though, did you know the question's asking for 10 inputs?
Yeah, I that's why what I'm telling you. I can't open my visual.
Okay, because I think I already see the mistake.
For which question is this?
This is question
Like the
12.
Okay, you can
that
see
take
it.
the 10 numbers and add them, right?
Yes.
And then
Yeah. I think the mistake here is that the console read line, those
Yeah.
are supposed to be in the loop. Because
it's
then it
supposed to loop 10
repeats.
times.
Yeah. But then you put a counter, which I think you already did, saying when this reaches 10 values, stop the loop.
Yeah. And num should be, why do you have num
what
1 and
the
num
code
10?
what I wrote, it works.
Yeah, it
gives me-
works.
it gives me
I-
the result.
Yeah.
But the problem is when I'm giving 2,
Mhm.
it's beginning from 1.
Okay, begins from 1. Does it go to 2 after?
Yeah, when for number 1, I'm giving, for example, 2, and the number 10 must be 11.
Okay.
Yeah, my code begins from number 1, not from 2.
Yeah, that's good. But I think he's asking for number 1, number 2, number 3, number
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
Oh, we need to prompt all separately, yeah?
Yeah. All separately, they all add up in a loop though.
I
So you
thought
basically
about
have
it. I
enter
did
number.
it also, but it's too long. I'm trying to solve it like this.
It wouldn't be so you just so you have the right like input number, and then you have like the curly brackets, and then you have number, the counter plus
Then
1. So it would show
all the
number 1.
time,
What?
when we are going to get all the numbers from user, we need
Yep.
to write a
When
long code that input number 1, input number 2.
yeah, you can just the number 1, number 2 and stuff. So you see how you have num 1 in the curly brackets. So you just do counter plus 1. So each time it'll increase. It'll be enter number 1, enter number 2, enter number 3. Does that make
You
sense?
wait. I'm gonna pull up my assignment here. Maybe this will help. Display. No, this one doesn't help. Where's this one? It's like this question. Question 8. I'm gonna have to copy the code here.
Now I'll show you what I want to say.
Yeah, go for it. I'm just gonna pull up this.
Oh, what is the... Okay, this one. Look at this. When I'm for number 1, I'm put the input is 2, and for number 10 is 11.
Yeah.
It begins from number 1, not
2.
from 2.
I'm not sure this is how it's supposed to be. I'm pretty
No,
sure
no.
you're supposed to enter 10 individual numbers, right?
Even the sum of the it begins from, I don't know. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so you kind of automated that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'll solve it. I don't know what I wrote it yesterday evening. I'll solve it.
I think what we're trying to say is for question 12, it says to read 10 numbers from the keyboard, right? So we need to enter 10 numbers. So you automated
Yeah.
that. So you said, here's number 1 and number 10. The number is 5. And I mean, you put 10, sorry. So it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But the question's saying it wants to read 10 numbers from the keyboard.
Yeah.
So you need to type in 10 different numbers.
10 different
Like it could
numbers,
be
yeah.
25, 15, 1, 2, 10 random numbers that the user chooses.
It's not like question 11 where it's like write the natural numbers after like 1 to 7, right? So
Yeah.
like I'm saying this is like a do while loop. Like do this thing until the counter reaches 10 and then display the sum and display the average.
For this one, we need to use for loop, not do while, because lab 4 is about a do while and a while do.
Did he
For or
specify?
would work.
Did he specify? He said for loop.
Yeah,
So,
it's part
okay.
2 is specified to loop.
Okay, so if we're using for loop, we
Yeah,
know
yeah,
for
on the
loop.
for loop this part.
Okay, so in this case,
Yeah, because lab 4, if you
you're right.
look,
You're right.
it's about the do while and while.
So in this case, if that's the case, then I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to think what's
in
counter.
this case, I also think that we need to give 10 numbers to get 10 numbers from user separately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Input number 1, input number 2. But what I wrote code is interesting for me, that how can I do that also?
So
I have
no,
nothing to do.
it's a good question. I think the way I would think of it is for the for question, I would try to do it so that you write integer is equal to whatever number, but
Yeah,
then integer or sorry, in this case the counter. So you write counter is equal to 0. Counter must be less than 10, less than 11, sorry, and then
yeah,
I counter plus plus. So now you're counting for counter, right? So now you write inside the loop console or what's that? User write quotations counter, like this is the first number, is equal to this, right? And then you code everything for that.
yeah.
And then when it reaches 10, it can't go past 11. So count all 10 numbers, and then you can automatically do the sum by just adding everything inside the do while loop and then bringing it out. And then the average, you just divide it by the counter, which everything's already out of the equation. So I would say average. So outside the equation, I write the average, and then you write in your final answer console display this, right? Console write this. So what I'm saying is
We have last 1 minute, 5 minute break until I convert the video and came back, okay?
yeah, no worries. Yeah,
Okay,
we're
see
chilling a
you
bit
in
more.
5 minutes.
Yep, see you. One second. Let
Okay,
me double
recorded.
check on it. I'll let you know afterwards, but yeah. Okay, so Enzo, you want to talk about lab 2 question? Okay, here, I'll share screen it. Actually, can I share screen it? Let me pull up the random. Actually, you guys know how to randomize the number, right? Or I
Yeah,
guess, because I don't want to. I could just copy and paste the code. Wait, lab 4. 1 second. Okay, and let me see if I can find. Do you remember which assignment introduces that randomizer equation?
I know that the quiz had it.
Yes, but oh wait, the latest quiz, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he uploaded that too, so I can probably check that. Okay, quiz. Loops, we were group, I think I was 2, or am I 1? Oh no, I'm 2. Oh wait, no. Quiz 1. Okay, here it is. Okay. So for lab 4, this is a good question. The way I would answer this question is it's asking to generate random number between 1 and 100. So we know this automatically when we randomize the number, we put a minimum and a maximum. Because we want to give it a range between that. So what I would do for the randomized number, question 22, all right. Random is random equal to new
You're
random thing. And I write int because we want an integer. We will label this as secret
Or yeah, random number.
or random number. I write secret because
Yeah.
I like the word secret.
Yeah.
And then we say random dot next, and then here we write the minimum, which is 1, not 0, right? Yes, not 0
No, it's between 1 and 100.
and 100. Why not
Yeah.
100? Oh, 101.
No, 101.
101, right?
Not
Yeah, that's what I was
100,
thinking.
101. Because
Okay.
100 is also included to that.
100 is already included. So you're saying it goes from 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4.
yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't include 0. Yeah, because we didn't specify it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So then that's the randomizer, right? Now here's my question. Since this is a do while loop, do we put this in the loop or do we put it outside the loop? The
And you
randomizer.
need user guess, one user guess you need.
Okay. But do we put this was saying, do we put this in the do while loop or do we put it outside?
No, we need to use do while.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do we do the do while with this inside of it so that
No,
randomizes
it
outside?
will be outside, not
Okay,
inside.
you got it. Okay. So we say do, well, I don't know if I'm
Okay,
doing do while
you
right.
need a user input also, user number.
So do we need it at the beginning or
Integer.
do we do it in the loop?
No, I think outside of the.
What do you think, Amika?
No, yeah, I think I agree with that.
Do you want it outside? So we put user input outside.
I mean, no, shouldn't user input be inside because they'll be repeatedly inputting it, right?
Yes. But what about the randomizer? Does it be outside or inside?
No, the randomizer should be
No,
outside,
it
otherwise there's
need
no
to
point in
be
repeated
outside,
tasking. It'd be so
Okay.
hard if it was inside.
not in do.
Yeah, I just want to gauge your logic behind it. You guys are right. You randomize the number outside because, and you can see in this thing, it's already telling us what the number is. It's just not specifying it. So in this case, it's a do while loop with if statements.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we write randomizing number outside, and it's 1 to 100, and then you say do this while this is true. If you want to exit out of this, what would you guys do? If this is a do while loop? Do you guys remember, or there's multiple ways to exit out of this, but there's one I think he taught us.
Break.
Yeah, you can use break, yeah, but it's also
Like once it equals that, then you can break out. Like if you're doing a do while, once the condition is met.
I always say like A is equal to A, or like random number is equal to user number. Okay, yeah, that works. I was thinking of Boolean. Do you guys remember Boolean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
can
Yeah,
also
yeah,
do
we
that.
need
a true
Boolean.
flag.
That was my problem. I forgot to put Boolean in quiz.
Yeah.
I wrote all the code, forgot Boolean to write the
Mhm.
Boolean. That's why my code was not working.
Yeah, that's
Then
the
I realized later.
yeah. Because I realized in the quiz, like you said, it was similar to your quiz. So I'm like, okay, so this is probably something people tend to forget about Boolean, because Boolean's like people don't use it just because you're writing if the well the idea is Boolean is like it's true and false, right? So you're just saying here's the natural state of the equation, right? So the answer is wrong. So I put the Boolean statement automatically as wrong. But then if it's equal to, you write true, and then when it's true, they exit out of the loop because the statement is true. That's the way you would think around Boolean. But you could also do break. But I think the condition would break, you're gonna have to put like a else statement, like another if else statement. For
Yeah, it's a we'll use if else statement
but
inside
then
to
if
while.
you use Boolean, you could write if. You could also do if else if, but
Yeah,
you could do if
yeah,
too.
I wrote if, else, and forgot Boolean.
So you could do both. Well, I can't do it on Word, but I'm just saying that's the general gist of it, of the understanding
Yeah.
behind this. I think if I remember correctly, this one, yeah, this one doesn't have like a limit, so you don't have. You could also make it just a do loop, and then the while will be the exit statement, so it will be Boolean. I think that's what he would prefer, but like you can also do break. I don't think there's a wrong either or. But this one, since there's no limit, the while statement could be if Boolean, if the statement is equal to Boolean, or if the statement's not
Yeah.
equal to Boolean. Or sorry, the statement's equal to Boolean, because it will keep going at it. That's true.
Yeah, it's same as a quiz question. So it's same.
If you guys want, I could probably do this question later in the week. I just didn't get to it, but that's kind of the logic behind it. I think he's expecting us to do what we did in the quiz, where it's like you gotta write this down, and you gotta write the statements if it's true or false. That's about it. And yeah, 1 to 100, 101. Just to know. Okay. Question 23. I think this was the password, right? So
Yeah, we did something in class like this, right? Very similar.
yes, we did exactly.
Yeah,
The program
same.
continues.
We use password also.
So here's my question here: are passwords case sensitive or not case sensitive?
Password is case sensitive.
Case
Okay,
sensitive.
so we don't need to specify here.
Yeah, username is not case sensitive.
And if he's asking for username, how would you guys input the answer?
Non-case sensitive.
So what would you do for that to automatically make it easier?
To lower, right?
To lower. But where would you put to lower? Would you put it right on
Yeah,
console right, or do you write a separate equation for it?
I prefer writing a separate equation.
Okay, yeah. That's the correct way
How
to
about
do it.
you?
For me, what I would do, I'm sorry if you're gonna say something, Manzo, you can say it before I say it. No, okay. For me, what I did is when I write to lower, I kind of make a new string statement. But some like they said that you don't have to do that, and I understand why you don't have to do that. But for me, it's just easier in my head to say like if this happens, it makes a new string man. But in like
Yeah.
I get it later on, like you don't want the computer to have a lot of processing power to remember this as a new variable. So you just automatically do it and it automatically does it. It doesn't need to like keep a memory of it because I think I remember him telling us like later on as you learn programming, you're just gonna learn how to program in a sense where it's easier for the computer. Even though computers
Yeah.
have like a lot of computing powers, you want to reduce their workload. So
But I
yeah.
also feel like it's important that you should be able to retrieve the user's original input, which you can't do if you override it to lower.
But then like yeah, you could do that too, right? So I that's what I'm saying. Like for the simplicity's sake, and I started, I made a new string statement. It wasn't wrong. It was just a bit more work for the computer. That's all.
Yeah, no, I
But
did that as well.
but now you could just do to lower and just say this is the answer. Part D, using while. Please enter. Okay, it's an interesting question. Write a program that prompts the user to enter a positive integer and then calculate the factorial of that number. Using a while loop statement. Do you guys know what a factorial is?
Okay, we need.
Factorial. It's like the 3, 2, 5. Oh no, I have no idea. Oh, it's
No,
with exclamation mark.
I think we learn a little later.
The exclamation mark.
Yes, you're going on the right idea. Yes, but factorials are, if you think of it, factors. So factors of a number. right? So you're trying to find a number that is the
Okay.
lowest case instance. Oh, sorry, do you guys
Um,
see the screen? Yeah.
No, but see, the factorial of 5 is 120.
Factorial of 5 is.
It's the other thing, the exclamation mark.
Oh, wait, is this something else?
Yeah, there's
Factorial.
I'm trying to think, like, if you do 5 exclamation in like on Google, it'll give you 120.
Oh, wait, so, okay, never mind. Then, sorry, I thought it was factors. Wait, factorial is a whole number, the product of a number with every whole number less than or equal to. Oh, it is
No,
the
I know what you're
exclamation mark.
thinking about.
Yeah,
I know what you're thinking about, but this is different.
this is different. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Okay, then I don't know. Is this like 4 to the power of
Yes, something like that.
something?
I'll Google it.
Because I know 2
What
is equal to
is
2, 3 is equal to 6. Okay, well,
Oh, here it is. So 5 factorial would be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1.
2,
okay.
1, and let's.
So wait, let me test that. If that's 120.
I think it's something we're gonna learn later today. Later on
Yeah,
in
it
math.
is. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
120. Just so if it's 7, then 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1.
Okay, so how would we approach factorial in C#? Is there a
Um,
specific equation?
there might be an equation, and if there isn't, you would have to do a loop with like minus.
With minus.
Yes,
What do you
like
mean
you'd
by
start
minus?
off with the input 5, and then
Yeah.
do 5 into and then minus 1, so 4. Let me see if there's a automatic thing for it in C#.
Okay. I feel like there's an automatic thing for it though, but you're right though. You could just this is equal to thing and alright, so I'm gonna have to review factorial just to get a good understanding into it. Man, it's been a while since I've seen factorial. I don't think I even studied this during my time at school.
Yeah, same. I just like briefly remember seeing it somewhere. It's not like a common thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I guess it's interesting to know.
I'm sure you can like import a package from somewhere that would allow factorial, but I think that he wants us to do it with like with while loops or for or whatever. Oh, while, yeah. But they're literally asking for while, so we can't use even if there was a preset. You would have to do it the old-fashioned thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just searched the code is interesting.
I'm gonna definitely look for more answers here. Yeah, but the
Yeah,
idea
you
is
needed to
4 times
search
3 times 2.
something and read about factorial in
Mm-hmm.
C#.
So factorial number is nothing but the product of all. So it's basically the sum of all numbers of integers adding up to it. So if the factorial is 24, it's 1 times 2 times 3 times 2. Okay, 4. So I guess when you code it is, oh, I just thought of it. If that's the case, you just write for integers equal to 1, I is less than or equal to the number. And wait, numbers assuming what's written, and then it's I plus plus. So what happens is every time the factorial runs through, it adds it. So it'd be factorial, which I'm saying is 24, or sorry, if the number is 5, I just repeat it 5 times. So I go anyway.
I was gonna do like similar, but kind of like from like the opposite, you
Minus
know?
minus 2. Oh yeah,
-1, right? So the original would be
it's
like, say,
5.
let's say someone enters 5, and then 5, and then you -1 from that, from like the variable 5 should be 4. So then the original 5 into 4, and then you loop it, so it becomes 3, 2, 1.
Mm-hmm. But we're entering. What are we
Yeah, it's
entering
moving
here?
-1, it's moving backward and calculating multiplying
It,
each time.
Oh, so we're
it would
adding the
work both.
factorial.
You can do from front to back, like both versions work. 1 to
Yeah.
5 or 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of these new.
It's multiplying 5 to 4, then result to 3, then result to 2, 1, and getting 120.
result is equal to result times n. So n, oh, it's an interesting way to think of it. N is equal to n minus 1. So if I write 5, result is equal to, wait, well, n is equal to 1. Oh, what? You gotta, okay. Yeah, some of the coding online is interesting just because they use parse. And I know parse is like a nice shortcut way of doing calculations, but like I try to avoid using that just for the sake of understanding what we're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
So I'll definitely look more into this question. But yeah, if we get the general gist, it's just a number times a positive integer as it gets lower. So in this case, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which, yeah, you guys all got. Okay. If you want and we need help, I don't mind doing this question and letting you guys know how I answered it. But for now, yeah, it's just like the way you answer this question is pretty much just enter the number you entered, and then you gotta either subtract it down to 1
Yeah, you're subtracting by 1 and then multiplying.
and multiply it every time. And then I'm assuming you get the sum of that multiplication every time, and you save that. You save that sum. Or you could, I guess you could do n times n minus 1 times n minus.
Like how we're giving sum plus equal num, like
I think,
this, but with multiplying and not sum.
yeah. So
For
you could do
example,
sum.
multiples equal number.
Because the way I was thinking of it is you can make like a do while loop, and the loop ends at like at 1. So you say like if you entered 5 and you subtract 5 by 1 every time, and you times it by like the results. So it'd be like 5
Yeah.
times 1, and then or so 5
No,
times
5 times 4 is 20. Then
yeah,
it
but the
gets
first
20
equation,
and multiplying to 3, it's 60. Then multiplying to 2, 120, and multiplying 1 is same 120.
but the first answer, because you have to write the results, so it'd be results equal to results times 5, so that'd be 0. 0 times 5 is 5.
No, it's not
So,
getting 0. No, it's getting until 1.
no, but when you write the equation first, what I'm saying is result, which is the sum of everything, is equal to result times n. But we say n is 5, right? So
Yeah.
it would say 1 times 5 is equal to 5. So the sum would be 5, right? And then you do n minus 1. So now you do it in loop again. So this time result is 5, and you do times 4, because n is now 4, because you subtracted by 1. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And then you do 5 times 4. Now the new sum result would be 20. And then we say 20 times what's n minus 1, 4 minus 1, 3. So you do 20 times 3. So essentially result is acting as our 1. So not 0. I put 0 just because I think of 0, but it's 1 in this case.
Yeah. Just we'll give number more than 0.
Yeah. But
Not
if
to
that's the
include
case,
0.
exactly. If that's the case, we have to write outside the integer that the sum result is 1. Because you can't, if you put nothing in it, it's going to automatically assume that it's not something, it doesn't have any value, so it'd be 0. So you have to write outside the equation that the sum result, or result in this case, is 1, and you just pass it on. Like the starting of result is 1, but then once it does the calculation, it's a new result inside. If you want, wait, this is a code. I found this online. I'm just gonna copy paste it here, but like this is the idea of it.
Okay.
So int
Why?
result is equal to 1, and you just bring here. So 1. So let's say I put 5, right? I say console write console read line convert into console read line. Sorry, int I or int n is equal to convert to int 32 console read line, and then you write 4, right? So you say int res is equal to 1. 1 equals 1 times 4.
Not equals 1.
No, it's equal 1. That's the idea. Like, okay, but the thing is, it doesn't consider it here, right? Because that's not how calculations work. So the computer will automatically go here. So you say 1 times 4. this thing it'll automatically add to it, but like for now, it's saying 1 equals 1 times 4. Like the way the computer computes is once it gets the answers here, it says, okay, this is the new res, right?
Yeah.
Like in our head, it's like that doesn't make sense. This should be like sum. But the idea is like you're saying sum is equal to sum times n. But either way, like this is what's going to be affected, and the computer just brings that in. So you say 1 times n, which is in this case 4. 4 is the new res. So res is equal to 4.
Yeah.
And then you do 4 is equal to 4 minus 1. So it's 4 minus 1, 3. So you got new
3.
n and you got new res. Now you do it again. Right? So I don't want to confuse you guys, but I meant to say like this equation is done first by the computer, even though this is the same variable. And then whatever is new here, it passes it on to this, and then it does it again and again and again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what you guys were saying. Now he did n exclamation mark is equal to 1, so I'm assuming this is more a specific thing, but we could write until n is less than 1 or n is equal to 1. So that works too. But yeah, you were right. That's how I'll do it. You can also do +1, but it's gonna be like it's not gonna make sense because you're gonna have when you input the answer, you're gonna have to like make this automatically 1 and then put the while to the user's input. You get what I mean, or like?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Sorry, I just can't talk a lot.
You know,
Go
no
ahead.
worries. I just want to get like the idea that you can work this equation 2 ways. This one is like the easier way, but you can also do the other way, which is like if the user input is like 10, you can just let the computer do it at 1 and then add it up to 10. Or you could do 10 and then minus it down. Either or is right, but I think for the sake of simplicity and making the computer do less work, we just do subtraction. This case.
More simple for.
Yeah, more simple. It can be more simple for you, but it can also be more simple for the computer, either or. So yeah. Question 25, write a program that prompts the user to enter a series thing ending with -1. Then display the largest and smaller. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Enter a series of integers ending with -1. Okay, so in this case, I'm assuming if you put -1, that's the exit statement.
Okay, we'll enter several numbers and at least at the end -1.
Yes, -1 is your exit
And
statement.
the program will choose the largest and the smallest.
Yeah. This is interesting though. How would you specify your program to do it?
Yeah. It's while, yeah, while.
This is a while loop. Yes, you're right. It's not a, yeah, it's a while loop.
Maybe to give if, choose if number 1 less than number 2, 1 less than 3, to
But you
choose
can,
the less one.
okay, but we
it,
get to choose
like
unlimited
that, the
answers.
code will be too long.
Okay. But then the thing is, yeah, there's unlimited series. I could write 10 different series. How would you
Yeah.
determine which one's the best?
Wait, I don't get the ending with -1. Oh,
So
okay.
-1's the exit. That's what I think he's trying to say. Enter a series of integers ending with -1. So if you get -1, that's your ending.
Okay. Yeah, so you need like 2 loops for this, right?
The
Maybe
first part is
nested?
not difficult. We need to find how to get largest and smallest.
Yeah.
With
No,
while.
that's so basically you have a variable, largest number, smallest number, and keep overriding it every time a number is entered, right? So like if the user input is bigger than largest number, then largest number is overridden, right? And the opposite for smallest number.
Okay.
But you would need one user input outside of the loop.
do you mean one user input outside the loop? Isn't the
Oh
because
wait, does this accept negative numbers?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The second problem with this question is it accepts a negative number, so you gotta specify -1.
Oh, but like with -2 and stuff, it would accept.
Yeah.
So
It's
because sorry.
no, it's okay, it's okay. You can go ahead.
No, because to start off the loop, you need to
No,
initialize
I
it, right?
think we cannot give -2
Nope, you
because
can.
it asks to end with a -1, not less than -1.
But there's nothing stating that you can't. Integers, negative numbers are included, right?
For the question itself, all it's asking is a -1 is the exit. And integers can be positive, negative, or 0. They
Yeah.
just can't be decimals. So -2, -3, -4, -1,000, that's acceptable.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you would have to have one like enter a number outside of the loop just because we have to initialize the numbers, right? And let's say I said, okay, smallest number equals 0 to initialize it. What if all the user inputs is negative? Then if they would say the largest number is 0 despite the user not inputting 0. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think the computer can do that though. So I think because it's assuming negative is I'm assuming computers know integers or the programming knows integers, right? So
Mhm.
I don't think we need to specify which negative is the biggest or smallest in the scenario, but
No, the thing is for the initialization. Like, you know how we usually initialize it to 0?
oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So you write
That would mess with it.
initialize to 0 at the beginning.
No, the problem is if we initialize to 0, okay, let's
Yeah.
say, so it's initialized to 0, and then the user inputs like -1, -2, -3. Then it's going to output that the largest number, oh, sorry, not -1, you know, like, I don't know, -5 instead. Then it's going to output that the largest number is 0, even though the user didn't input any 0 value. Does that make sense?
Slightly. Just trying to think. So if you don't put 0, you're saying that it will consider 0 as the biggest number in a situation where every other integer is negative?
Yeah, so inside the loop, we're comparing it, right? Is this
Yeah.
number bigger than this number?
Okay.
Right? So for the first time that we're running the program, it
Yeah.
would need a base to compare with.
Okay.
And so we would have, so what would that base be? Because if we initialize it, like hard code it as like 0 or negative, whatever, or positive, then there's a chance that the user might input numbers that are smaller or larger than that. And our hard coded thing might be printed as largest or smallest. Sorry, I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense.
No, I'm just confused because 0 would be the biggest number out of the negative integers, right? If everything
Yeah.
negative. So I think that's
Yeah.
correct. That's
But the
correct.
user didn't input 0.
The user didn't input 0. Okay.
No, it's like let's say I have variable smallest number and largest
Yeah.
number, okay? And then I have a loop, and
Oh,
in the loop,
I get what you're trying to say. Okay,
Oh, you
I
get
get
it,
what you're
right?
trying to say. So you're saying like in case like we say the starting we have to code that in, right? I don't think you need to code that in then. That's the idea. So the way I would approach this question is similar to the top question. Instead of res, like what you need instead is you write the while loop, but you say n as long as n or not while, sorry. Can we do while in this case or is it while specifically? I would use do while, but
Yeah.
if he did he specify you have to use? Oh no, we use do while up there. So I would use while in this case.
Now we are using while.
So in this case, we only have to use while.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I say while number is not equal to -1. I think that would be the more appropriate way to approach this question. I don't know if he taught us how to say like if this is not equal to 1. Right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
for sure. Like if while the while condition would be
as long as this number is
-1.
not -1, keep doing this, right?
Yes.
So it's like similar to up top. So you remember the n is exclamation equal to 1? I think that's how you say as long as this is not equal to 1, right?
Yeah, -1 is for exit.
Yeah. So it's like this is the exit. So n exclamation is equal to -1.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying as long as this is not -1, you keep doing this. And we say
Yes.
console write this number or console write this, convert it to integer, right?
Yeah.
After you're done doing
Yeah.
those and you write -1, you write here at the bottom. Oh, wait. I remember doing this in the quiz, the char questions, but I think you write was it?
I'm just gonna...
Yeah, we have last 3 minutes.
Sorry, I just can't bring it to the top of my head. It's like it's the idea of like you're not bringing the sum, but you're bringing all these numbers together and you're telling the computer to compare each number. Oh, I forgot the word. I forgot the terminology.
The main part is to get the largest and smallest from that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
saying
think I
like if
can
there's
draw it
20
out, like what I
inputs.
mean.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot it. I just had it in my head and I totally forgot it. Compare int. Oh yeah.
So like you see this area?
Yeah.
Like before
are
the
input.
while loop, there you would have to write that like smallest number equals user input and largest number equals user input before the loop. And then in the loop you would also have user input.
So what do you mean smaller number and bigger number outside the loop? That's my question.
Okay, so the variables, you would have like, okay, int smallest number, int biggest number, and int user input, right?
Yeah. So let's say I entered 5, 10, and -1.
Yes. So, 5. I'm throwing like one more number. Okay, like -2 and then -1.
Okay.
-1
-2.
exit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to have a user input statement, one user input statement outside of the loop, just because, let's say we're starting inside the loop, okay? Let's say this isn't here.
Okay.
Okay. So while loop, and then you have if statements, and if statements would be like if user num is greater than largest number, then the user num equals the largest number, because you'd override it, right?
Well, at the like after the thing is done, so you write if user input like outside.
Inside.
Oh wait. Oh no, like it does the calculation inside. Wait, so you're saying inside it compares the numbers, but it keeps
Yes.
whichever one's bigger.
Yes, and it will do the same for the smallest number as well.
So you write an if else statement. So you write if no, you write if else. You say if user input is greater than wait.
Largest number.
So now I'm thinking, how do you determine which one's the largest number?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, because usually we would initialize it to like equals 0, but that could mess with it because, you know, like I mentioned, what if all the numbers are larger than, and somehow 0 ends up being 0 will be printed out as the smallest number despite the user not inputting 0. So instead we would have to have a user input statement outside of the loop, and we would initialize largest number and smallest number to equal the first user input. And then it would go to a while.
I was gonna say, why not just state if this
Okay.
What's this question called?
it is 1 second.
It's 25.
Lab
20
4.
second.
I don't know. Wait. Why is it not letting me exit on my Zoom?
25. Question 25.
Yep.
Oh my god, there's 25 questions. Okay.
No, it's up to 26 questions, but it starts at 22 or 21. It's only 6 questions, but they're good questions. They're like test review questions.
Okay. No, because I get what you're saying, but it won't work because you're saying that user input is going to be compared to the largest number. The first time you run it, what is the largest number? There is no largest number. It's a null value because it hasn't been initialized.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's an error, then that means, yeah, you have to initialize a number. But what if there isn't an error? What if it just automatically considers that?
Yeah, let's do your way first. So just First, we're doing
I'm
a loop,
assuming there's
right?
gonna be an error. Yeah, so you just you put the variables outside and you say they're int largest and smallest, but you don't put 0 or anything.
No. I don't think that we need to initialize to any number.
No,
I
yeah,
think
that's
we
that's
do.
the
Not
what me and Emeka were
zero,
arguing
need
about.
not any number. Just we
Yeah.
need to give the largest, the smallest, as you said, Gaga. And
It's while, right?
to check if it is equal to input
It's
or
while,
not.
yeah.
Like it's checking if 5 equal, we give 25. If it's equal, it's largest or smallest, like that.
Are you sharing your screen or?
Yeah, no,
I-
she's not sharing.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
she's
screen
gonna-
sharing has stopped this. Oh wait, did I close it? 1 second.
I think it
Oh
closed
no,
out.
after I made the thing, okay, let me share again.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it does that sometimes when you start
Yeah,
coding
yeah, just
project.
It should be sharing now, right?
yeah.
So
See.
while this is happening, okay, putting user input outside. Okay.
Okay, so first we're doing so you guys are predicting that it will just, you don't need to initialize it.
You don't need to initialize the largest to smallest. For the user input, you have to console write, please enter. User input console. Okay. Yeah, convert it. Yeah. Is it capital T or small t? Oh, it's capital T.
Capital
Yeah.
T.
Oh yeah, the brackets are kind of weird.
You have dot before cancel.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you guys are saying if largest is less than username.
Yeah,
Or
but I
less
think
than
you need
username.
first you need to give while, then if.
What?
Use if in while, inside
This
the
is,
while.
it is in while.
No, it's already in the wild. Like it's already
Oh,
looping.
okay. Oh, sorry. Didn't see while.
Yeah, no worries. And then yeah,
So
you
this is what
say
you guys are saying.
yeah.
See on the
Largest would be
side,
the user.
No.
it's not
User
initialized.
number less than largest.
No, user number should be greatest and largest for username to equal largest.
Yeah, because if the largest is like 0, because we're saying the largest doesn't have any value, and I entered 2, so I'm saying 2 is bigger than no value or 0, whatever it is the computer says, and then we say largest would now
It
be
won't
equal.
work.
It need to be equal to largest need to be
What?
equal to user input, user number.
That's what.
Yeah,
what's-
that one.
Yeah.
See, it won't work because it's not initialized.
So you need to write. Okay, so what if we write? Oh, you want to write? You want to test it out with the zeros then? See, like if we
Yeah.
put 0 and we go on negative.
It won't work. Wait, what's going
Let's see
on?
what the errors are.
So it's the smallest also equals 0, let's say.
So
Okay,
why is
what's
there
up with
3
this?
errors? Oh, because we didn't put it. Okay.
Something's missing. Invalid term. Is this how you do while statements?
You can press on the X the X3 buttons and it'll tell you which lines have the errors.
X3.
I'll tell you which lines if you scroll down. There you go.
Syntax error. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I see the problem.
Yeah, it should tell you.
Let's just have it looping
need-
forever. Oh no, you have to enter -1, right? While user. No, that's also true because user input, it cannot be equal to -1, right? Because that breaks out of the loop. So you would need a user input outside. Does that make sense?
Let's see. Sorry. While expression is invalid. What is invalid? Sorry.
Okay, the
we
first
need
problem.
to write while user number not equal to minus -1.
Yeah, but to do that,
Yeah,
you
because
would
we
have to
need
have
to
user number outside.
do
Yeah, the
it
number
while
outside,
it's
right?
not -1.
I know, but for that to happen, you would have to have, see, there is no user number. It doesn't exist at this point.
Enter.
You
Yeah,
would
so you
have
have to
have
put
it
0.
outside.
No, so you write
Oh.
int users equal to 0. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, that should be okay.
I fix it.
Um, okay, so here's the problem
Warning,
basically.
smallest.
So
Okay.
you guys just this
And then you have to put another if for the smallest, and then we'll run the code, see if that works.
yeah. So I'm predicting that the problem is going to be I can make it so that the user will never enter 0, but the output will be 0.
Yeah. So we're saying inputs, the largest and smallest are 0 in this case. Okay.
Do you guys think this will work?
If
You just run it.
this should work, but the problem is the zeros, right? So
Yeah. Whereas,
we
oh, wait,
can't see
can you
the
guys-
output, so you can see it
One
now.
second. Wait, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, can see.
So enter an integer. Let's go with -2, -3, -4. All right. I forgot to do a
-1?
break. All right, -1.
Oh, we forgot to write. I forgot to ask the
Okay.
console right line. That's okay.
The largest and smallest.
Okay, let's just remember that the largest will be the second one. Oh, no, I can do it.
Console write largest, yeah.
I spelled that wrong. But we get the idea. Okay.
Okay.
So now the user's inputting
No
Okay.
negatives.
-2, -3, -4, -1. The largest is 0,
Okay.
but I never put input
Zero.
at 0.
Oh, so wait. Okay.
Because
And
you
I can use the
initialize it to 0. We don't need to initialize it.
If we don't initialize it, it doesn't work. Here, I'll show you.
Just don't initialize and run again.
So what
I
does this
can't
say?
run unassigned. It's not initialized.
Click the X. What does it specify? Is this a syntax error or does it say numeric error?
It's unsigned.
Okay, so we have to assign a value.
And we can't assign any, we cannot hard code a value because that can always be beaten because the user could input, whatever. So the solution would be to do this. And this way we don't have to initialize user num either.
Yeah.
Please enter
No.
integer user num.
Give
equals
error
user
again.
num. And then you do largest equals user num. Smallest equals user num. See, now it would work. Like now any number should work, right?
Saying smallest equal to user. So wait. Okay, yeah. Test it out.
Yeah.
Give me. Okay, I'll just use like.
Is this the same thing? Oh, it's the same
-5.
-1, -2. Oh yeah, perfect.
4 -1,000 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it works.
So we do need to initialize it.
So we need to write smallest and largest are equal to user num. Okay, because you're saying either way it has to be equal to.
That was I was talking that we need to initialize it
What?
to user number, to user input.
No, you were saying initialize it within the loop, which we
Not
did, and that
just
didn't work.
to give like equal.
Yeah, but you cannot initialize it within the loop because when the loop runs for the first time, the user number will be being compared to a null value because there is no initialization happening. You would have to initialize it outside of the loop, like we did here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, so you're saying essentially we entered the right thing. We just have to say that these two values are equal to user input. So then when
Exactly.
user input is put in, we say both of them are already considered as user input. So it should be automatically considered as user input comparing itself to other user
Yeah.
inputs.
Yeah.
I get it. That's a bit of programming right there, though. That's a little bit of thinking outside the box. It's a good answer, actually. These are very good answers, actually. I
Yeah.
never thought of it like that, but that makes sense when you code it in and you show it. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
just
Yeah. Wait, Mansur, do you get it? Like the initialization?
we initialize to it user number because we are
Yes.
giving it's choosing from the input from what the user inputs.
Yeah.
You got it.
I just noticed because like I tried it in the previous assignment. I tried to do something similar and it wouldn't work, so I figured out that you have to initialize it outside of it.
For sure. It's a good remark.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Any other
Yeah.
questions?
Oh, no questions. I feel like this assignment, I'm gonna have to take my time on it. I know time's not my ally right now because of other tests and things we have to do, but it's definitely good practice though.